Hey, day two. Day two is most important. Well, every day is most important, but still, initial 5 to 7 days are very crucial for understanding the whole workflow. But these will be the foundational days for you. Okay. And these are not just for only for AI engineering. This is even go for you go for data engineering, or if you go for software development, because whatever you do right now with AI engineering or data engineering, most of the work are from software development. Okay, you use APIs, you work with command line tools, you work with Git, and you think of a solution, you do system design. So everything, whatever you are doing, most of the work is from software development. Okay, that's why in most of the cases, you will see there's a lot of work coming from software development, which is already available, and now there's a different name to some of those things. Okay, but still, those things are available already, and we have to work accordingly. So day two is completely focusing on command line. So if you haven't worked on any command line interface before, this is the only guide you can follow. Okay, so because this is day two, so day two is available here. Okay, if you open this, you will find a guide. Okay, so this is a command line mastery I created. um, Most of the content you see here is basically transcripts of my lectures. So I taught somewhere and I completed or converted that into text format. Some of the videos I will upload, and just like I did in the Python masterclass. Okay. Now, command line mastery is mostly about how there's a way to work with different softwares through simple commands. Okay, these commands are very simple. Like they are simpler words, they are short words, which will be very easy for you to understand, and it is very easy to work with any kind of tool through that. Okay, so there are two ways generally when you interact with the machine. One is graphical user interface. So when you talk about graphical user interface, obviously there will be graphics. Any website you interact with, any desktop application you interact with, all of these have a graphics around it. You will see a proper background. There's a text written over there. There will be buttons. There will be interaction things. There will be animations. So many other things will be there. Okay, whether it's a desktop application or you are interacting through a website. Okay, web application. Okay, all of these have graphical user interface, and you whatever you see on your screen is basically graphical user interface. You use your mouse and click on buttons and do all of these things. Okay, but there is one more way to interact with the machine, but without those graphics. Okay, so think of any simpler game. So if I talk about AAA games like Call of Duty, so these games are very high end graphics. Okay, and you obviously need a high powering machine to run those games. Okay, on your computer or on any machine. Okay, so obviously graphics need to be processed through a very huge machines like graphical GPUs, basically graphics processing units. Okay, and you need a system which can run those graphics. But what if I don't want to interact with through these graphics? If I remove the graphics, you will see very few very lightweight processes will be remain there. Okay, the more the graphics of any game, or more the graphics of any desktop application or a web application, it will take a lot of time to load, or it will be time consuming, and you need powerful machines to do that. In a similar way, if I remove those graphs or remove those graphics, what you remain with a simple interaction like black and white screens, and all you do to interact with the machine is passing commands, and it will return some output to you. Okay, this way is much more faster than graphical user interface. Okay, And this is the most advanced part any engineer use. Okay, you will see command line being used by all the engineers around the world because it is convenient for us. I write a simple command and it will be executed. Okay, so that's why command line interface are most important for us. And if you haven't used it, you generally prefer graphical user interface. That's a good thing, but I will recommend to slowly shift to it if you are a junior developer, or if you are a senior developer, you are already using it. But still, just to um, just to jam around with this, so you can brush up your knowledge about command line interface. Okay, so there are 4 to 5 parts to this, and each part will contain some concepts about it. Okay, and because we are not using graphics, we are just interacting with the machine like this. So if I give you an example, so this, when you open this in Mac OS, it will look like this. So this is simple terminal. It is using Z shell basically. Okay, so all these information about Z shell and everything is already available. You will read it, you will easily understand what I'm saying. So if I write a very simple command here, there are 2 ways to know what type of folders are available um, inside a particular folder. So for example, if I open my machine and go to folder section, I will see all the folders. Okay, this will be graphics. But if I don't want those graphics, I directly want to understand what type of folders are available. So all I need to do is I use a ls command, which will be a list command. If I press enter, you will see all the folders available in that particular machine. Okay, or whatever folder you are in. Okay, so you can change the directory and you do a lot of things which will be available in the guide already. But the thing to understand here is I want faster way to know what type of folders are available. So this is the most fast way. I write a command and it will give me an answer in fraction of seconds. Okay, and the other way is I go to the machine, the folder, the C drive on Windows. Basically, you go to a documents folder, you will see all the folders. So this will be graphics included in that. Graphics will be there. Okay, so you got the difference. Okay, so that's what this is. There's a difference between terminal or shell or CLI. Okay, CLI is command line interface. Okay, so I use some analogies also here. And when you talk about shell, there's bash, there's Z shell, there's fish, and so on. Okay, so I want you to run those commands and understand the differences. Generally, you will find bash everywhere because it is more reliable and everybody use that. Z shell is obviously much more better. Okay, so these are simpler tools without graphics, and it will show you everything fast. Okay, so it will be easy for you to work with this. Okay, and most of the time when you work on the server side of something, or you have a server, there will be an operating system which is handling that server, and you are going to run those commands. Okay, so that's the thing with command line interface that I want you to master. Okay, so there will be toolkit. I already told you about a simple command. Okay, this is the second part. You have to work with different files with it. It can be text files or it can be any type of file. Okay, so you will work on that. You can search about it. You can find different files. It is much faster way to work with it on it. So you can run those commands and it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, there will be Python environments, so you can create environments um, through Conda, or you can use pip, Python package index. Okay, so these are available. Think of it as all the libraries in the world which are being created by different developers, because Python is an open source, which means all over the world, any developer in the world can build their own libraries, frameworks, and share with the world. Okay, all you need to do is install that. For example, pip install NumPy, pip install pandas, pip install XYZ, PyTorch, TensorFlow, whatever. Okay, so you can install that on your machine and you can work on it. Okay, so there are different ways you can create on your own libraries like that, and so on. Okay, so that's again an important part, and you will see I am going to use these kind of environments to work on a project. So when we work on our project, we will create our environment. So this is a very starting point for you, and you will see these commands most of the times. Okay, so there will be some advanced topics also about automating a shell script. Okay, how to work on that. The scripts look like this. You will encounter this on server side, or if you're working with any application. Okay, so all of these things are available, so you can complete this guide. Once that is done, okay, this will be your end of day 2. Okay, and once that is done, I already added a problem statement. Okay, so if you go to problem archive, you will find um, you will find a problem, lost dataset explorer. Okay, so it is basically problem statement around command line. So you have to use command line tools to come up with a solution. Okay, so create your own solution and share with your own GitHub repo. You can share that on Discord as well about daily events and problem archives. Okay, so that's it for D2. If you have any questions, you can ask in Discord server, and we will connect again on most, I think, Fridays, Sundays, Saturdays, and most of the times on uh, like most days, basically in a week. So you can connect with other people and join these study groups and work on it. Okay, so that's the foundational part. So that's it. Let's move to other day.